Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, everybody? And of course, welcome back to the Sports Lovers. It has been a while since we have posted on the channel, almost a full week and 2 days. However, it is because I've been pretty sick these last few days. I've had a stomach bug, I've had the flu, I've had a lot of stuff. But we are back here on the channel, starting to make our way back. I'm still feeling a little bit under the weather, but enough to make a video out for you. So hit that sub button, leave a comment down below. However, in today's video, we of course are going to be taking a look at the Sweet 16. We are going to give our predictions. We'll talk money lines. We'll talk spreads. We'll talk all of that in today's video. Tomorrow, though, we are going to pivot a little bit and talk about the MLB season because the MLB season is right around the corner, starting on Thursday. So, MLB season starts on Thursday. We will have a prediction. We'll do a record prediction video for you guys on Wednesday. And then, of course, Thursday, I'm thinking that we talk a little bit of course, some Carolina Panthers. And we'll talk a little NFL draft action. And then Friday, we may preview Auburn football, spring ball, or something like that along the lines of that. But, however, you guys are new to the channel. You already know what to do. Leave a like, subscribe, turn that bell on as we do our best to try to post on this channel every single day. And with that being said, let us go ahead and hop into the Sweet 16 prediction video. Alright, we are going to be starting off in the West. We have two games in the West. The first one, of course, Texas Tech versus Arkansas, and Florida versus Maryland in that region. We are going to start off there. Let us talk about Texas Tech and Arkansas. So, Texas Tech and Arkansas, of course, Texas Tech got here. They beat UNC Wilmington, and I believe they beat Drake, and now they are playing Arkansas. Arkansas, on the other hand, upset Kansas, and then they upset St. John's to get to their road here in, of course, this little Sweet 16 game in the West region. So, with that being said, I believe the spread is Texas Tech at 5.5. I think I would gladly take that. I don't think Arkansas has the guard play enough to necessarily keep up with guys like Obi Toppin. He has been playing really good basketball here these last couple of weeks in the Big 12 tournament and, of course, in the NCAA tournament as well. And I think that this game is going to come down to the guard play. I think for Texas Tech, your guards have to be on point to win this game. Arkansas can play really, really good defense. They can press a lot, and we've seen that a little bit with John Calipari as well. But I just think that Texas Tech wins this game. I think they also cover in this game because they have one of the best players in the country in Obi Toppin, and Texas Tech will advance to the Elite Eight in the West. Alright, let us go to the second game in the Western Conference, or in the West region bracket. We have the Maryland Terrapins versus the Florida Gators. Guys, if you watch that Florida-UConn game, you would know that Florida is beatable. We have seen what their weakness is, of course, during that UConn game. That game was absolutely phenomenal. Dan Hurley is an amazing coach. Obviously, he has experience in the NCAA tournament, and I think that's where that kind of got Todd Golden a little bit. And actually, I'm picking this game to be, I guess you would say, my upset pick of the week, where I think Maryland will cover the spread. I think it's going to be a lot closer than people are going to be thinking that this game is going to be. And I think it's going to be a 1 or 2 possession game the entire way through. Just because, A, it's March Madness. B, Todd Golden's experience in the NCAA tournament is bound to catch up with him at some point. I have been saying it since the start of the tournament in that first weekend. But I think that, again, Walter Clayton Jr., one of the best point guards in the country. They have some really good key defensive players as well. I just think Maryland runs a really good offense that can show this Florida Gators defense what's up. I think Maryland actually upsets Florida in a 1-point game as my upset pick, and they will advance to the Elite Eight to take on Texas Tech. Alright, let us go to the Midwest region of the bracket. We have Kentucky going up against the Tennessee Volunteers. This game is round 3. This game is going to be phenomenal. These teams both play twice in the regular season. Absolute bangers of a game. Zakai Ziegler, obviously one of the best defensive players of the game, also one of the best offensive players of the game. You got Meshack in there as well. Combined with Rick Barnes, his experience in the NCAA tournament versus Mark Pope's inexperience in the NCAA tournament, I think that is where it's going to get him. I think that Tennessee is going to flat out just bully Kentucky, and I do not like the spread at all. It is 3.5. Tennessee Volunteers obviously favored in this game. And the matchup prediction predicts that Tennessee is going to win 63%. However, with that being said, I think Tennessee is going to win this game because of their offensive play and versus Kentucky's defense. Kentucky being a little bit banged up right now as well. Coming into the tournament, obviously, when you make a deep run, you got to be healthy. And I just think that Tennessee with Meshack, Ziegler, those types of players, especially with Rick Barnes, again, and his experience in the tournament, is what is going to prevail them to victory and get them an Elite Eight appearance in the NCAA tournament. Moving on, of course, to the final game in the Midwest region. You got Houston versus Purdue, the number 1 versus number 4 seeds. We have gotten the best 16 teams in college basketball right now in this Sweet 16. I wouldn't want it any other way. You guys let me know if you would like the madness in the comments down below. However, with that being said, it is Houston, it is Purdue in this matchup, guys. Houston is going to absolutely outrun the floor, if you're asking me. They have got 2 really exceptional guards. Of course, they got Roberts right there, Kahan Robinson as well. Within that, as the season leaders category, as I'm looking at right here on ESPN. Trey Huffman-Ran for Purdue, obviously. He leads the team right there. But they also have one of the best players in the country in L.J. Carr with 15 points, of course, averaging 41% from the field shooting. I think that this game is going to come down to who's going to shoot the ball better, and I think Houston shoots the ball lights out. They like to shoot the 3 ball a lot. I just think that Houston's guard play and their bigs are way too powerful for Purdue, and I think that Houston absolutely mollywops Purdue. It is a 7.5 point spread. Houston favored, obviously. I would take the over on that. I would go a little bit more because I think that Houston's guard play is just, again, going to outrun Purdue. And I think that Houston will have its way with the Purdue Boilermakers and move on to face the Elite Eight as well. All right, let us go to the South, or the East region, rather, where we got the BYU Cougars versus the Alabama Crimson Tide. Mark Sears, obviously one of the best players in the country at free throws against Saunders as well. He can shoot the ball really well. However, I got the Alabama Crimson Tide moving on to the Elite Eight. I just think, again, Alabama's guard play, really well done. LeBaron Philon, obviously. You got Diabate. You got, of course, Chris Youngblood on the defensive end. You got Grant Nelson as well. You've got Mark Sears. I think this Alabama Crimson Tide team overpowers BYU. The spread is 5.5. I would, again, go the over on that game just because I think that, again, Alabama has depth at every position, obviously with Aiden Holloway as well, who could shoot the 3 ball. You got LeBaron Philon in there, one of the most talented freshmen in the country for sure. I think that Alabama is going to get the job done and absolutely blow the Cougars out of the water. Next game up, you got the game where I think an upset is bound to happen here. Arizona versus the Duke Blue Devils. I think Cooper Flagg's injury is going to come back to bite him here shortly. I really do. I think that the Arizona Wildcats and Caleb Love, when he is on point, he can shoot the damn ball. That is for sure. We have saw that in the round of 32 against Oregon, where he cooked the second half against the Oregon Ducks. I think if he carries that momentum into this game, I think Arizona actually upsets Duke. Again, I really like Tyrese Proctor. Again, I like Cooper Flagg as well. I just think that Arizona, they could win this game, absolutely. I think Arizona upsets Duke. The line, of course, is 9.5. I will not be taking that. I throw all that out the window for this game. I think Arizona upsets the Duke Blue Devils straight up. All right, now we head to the South region, where I will be in attendance for both games this weekend in Atlanta. Ole Miss versus Michigan State. The Spartans and Tom Izzo versus the Ole Miss Rebels and Chris Beard. This game, I think, is going to be an absolute blowout by the Michigan State Spartans. I really do. I think Ole Miss got lucky with Iowa State being banged up. I think that Michigan State just has the experienced guard play needed for them to step up in this tournament. Again, I like a lot of Michigan State's players. I really like Atkins. I like D.A. as well, who can rebound the basketball. He's a key part of them rebounding the basketball as well. Matchup prediction on ESPN has the Spartans at about a 65% win chance of winning, and I think that they absolutely win this game. The spread here is 3.5. I think Michigan State covers that spread, but I think they do it pretty well. And I have Michigan State, of course, advancing to the next round. Excuse me there, but Ole Miss will go down in Atlanta as Michigan State will go on to the Elite Eight. And then, of course, to close us out here in the Sweet 16, we have the Michigan Wolverines versus the Auburn Tigers. Trey Donaldson taking on one of his former teammate, or his former team, rather, in the Sweet 16. Coach of the Year honor, Coach Bruce Pearl got honored today. Jedi Broom, obviously a candidate for National Player of the Year. I've got Auburn in this game, and I think it's because the bench steps up. I really do. I think the guards, again, Tahad Pettiford has been playing really good basketball. Again, Miles Kelly shot the ball really well in Rupp Arena. Of course, CBM has been playing with discipline these last couple of games. I think if they continue to do that, I really do. And then, of course, we got to talk about Shady Johnson and Denver Jones. Those two guys have been outstanding these past couple of games as well. And we also throw in the fact that Ja'Gai Howard got meaningful minutes in the round of 32 matchup as well. I think the Tigers wiped the floor with Michigan. The spread is Auburn 8.5. I think we cover that spread, and we move on to the Elite Eight on Sunday. All right, here we are, of course, in the West region, the Elite Eight. We are going to predict who goes to the Final Four, and then Final Four week, we will have predictions for that as well. Maryland versus Texas Tech, if I have that prediction correctly. Give me the Texas Tech Red Raiders in that matchup. Purdue versus Tennessee, give me the Tennessee Volunteers to upset Purdue. I think Zakai Ziegler, one of the best players in the nation, shows why he's one of the best players in the nation against one of the best teams in the nation. And I think that Houston gets upset by the Tennessee Volunteers. Auburn, Michigan State in the South. Give me the Auburn Tigers to make the Final Four for the second time in school history. And then, of course, Arizona versus Alabama. Give me the Alabama Crimson Tide in the Final Four as well. I've said it before. I think here on the channel, the SEC needs to have two teams in the Final Four if they want to show the conference who is boss. I think it's obviously one of those three that makes it there. But I think that, of course, Auburn is going to make the Final Four. Alabama is going to make the Final Four. And then, of course, on the other side of the bracket, you got Texas Tech making the Final Four and Tennessee as well. So, with that being said, you guys let me know your thoughts on this video in the comments down below. Do not forget to like this video, subscribe, turn that bell on as we do our best to post on this channel every single day. And with that being said, I'm going to hop off this edit so you guys can watch it on time. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, I will see you all in the next video. Peace.